Welcome to this radio channel, and this is a look back at an old friend of mine, the Tecsun PL-600. I've not done a look back in revisiting of a shortwave radio for a little while, and I thought, well, you know what, it's time to revisit the Tecsun PL-600. I've owned this radio for about 6 years now, so it's one of the first. It is, I believe, the first Tecsun receiver I've ever purchased. And the idea behind that, when I was back then in 2012, is that I was looking for a good performer on shortwave that was portable, and when I came across this, it had good reviews, and so I actually purchased one back then. I took the silver color, but it comes also in black and also in red. This receiver is a long wave, medium wave, shortwave, and FM receiver. It's a continuous coverage, so it's general coverage receiver. It goes up to 30 megahertz and a single sideband. And you know, 6 years later, what do I think? Would I still purchase this radio? I would favor probably, you know, the Tecsun PL-680 now, or 660, rather than a 600. For one reason, the 600 has harsh audio. It's a little harsh. There are modifications you can do online on the internet when you look at it. There's mods, but it is the first thing you notice, a little bit of harshness in the audio that sometimes kind of, you know, makes it a little kind of difficult to listen for a while. Sensitivity wise, it's very, very sensitive on both shortwave, medium wave, and the FM band. It's a great receiver. It has single sideband. The other reason why I would favor today a PL-660, 680 is that they have separate upper lower sideband. This one has only sideband. It just says SSB. Now, there is the BFO on the side that is very good because it has a little dent in the middle, and it makes it kind of not that difficult to tune around single sideband signals. But still, it's not as easy as a radio that has separate, you know, upper or lower sideband. Two bandwidths, narrow and wide, both pretty well chosen, I would say, for listening, and has clock displayed at the same time as frequency, which is very nice. It has, of course, a signal strength meter. What I would say about the signal strength meter, it may be a little generous in the signal, so sometimes it'll display a full scale when it shouldn't be full scale, but still, you know, it's nice to have that little 5-bar LCD signal strength meter. Battery, of course, indicator for battery, you know, how good the batteries are, basically. And battery drain is actually very low. This radio does not consume that much power on battery, so it's pretty good to bring along. It is not super expensive. It's in the, you know, $70 to $80 range right now, so it's a little less expensive than PL-680, say. Does not have sync detection, so once again, another reason for a PL-660, 680. Sync detection also is there, which is pretty nice. It has 600 memory channels, and it is an amazingly good performer. Keypad input, and of course tuning with the button here. This radio, you know, apart from my hard usage that made it lose its little top thing here at the top of the telescopic antenna, I mean, I'm rough with my radios in general. They've, you know, this radio's come with me on the expeditions, being in bags, and kind of, you know, probably fell on the floor a couple of times. And it is an amazingly good performer. Still very, very well built, and feels sturdy, feels solid. Uses 4 AA batteries. So I would say, you know what, even though there are better sets on the PL-660, 680, slightly better performance, I would still not, you know, stray away from it if I didn't have the money to fetch a PL-680, for example, which is a little bit more expensive. It's still a good performer. One of the annoying things maybe on the single sideband modes is that sometimes there's a wobble in the sideband signal, and I suspect there's maybe a little bit of problems in stability of the oscillator that creates the single sideband carrier. But it still, you know, will enable you to listen, and performance on this radio is actually very, very good. You know, I would say if the audio would be better, and the single sideband fix, it would actually be on the top list of receivers. Then if you are purchasing one, you're still going to have a great radio, and you're still going to enjoy using it. But of course, when you look at today's receivers by Tecsun, they've kind of gone a little further in the the quality and the I would say the radio itself, the performance of the radio, and probably learned also at the same time, of what they should change in the future. Funny thing is, the PL-600 and the PL-680 that I have here share pretty much the same box. It's been, they kind of reused the box, but you get a better radio on the PL-680. That I would say so. PL-680 has also its flaws. I mean, the PL-680 has a low audio and single sideband. That's one flaw of the 680. So, if you order one of these, you're getting a good radio, but there's probably a little better out there in the shortwave outlets. So that's pretty much my revisiting of this Tecsun PL-600, a 6-year-old radio that in my first Tecsun I've purchased way back. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up, and if you have any comments or questions on this receiver, why not ask away? I'll be happy to answer.